incredible friends. Thank you so much for joining us today on our channel. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. We love doing fun family challenges for everybody, and we also talk about our time as a K12 school at home online school family, and we also do a lot of like Disney adventures, DIY stuff that helps you bring the magic home. So hit the subscribe button, and we are so glad that you guys are here. Your life matters to us. You guys are awesome. Today, I wanted to show you guys something. I wanted to talk about something a little bit different than what we normally do, but I get a lot of questions on here about K12. It's funny because of all the videos we've done, of all the challenges, of all the Disney park stuff, there are a few K12 unboxing videos, and there are a few Disney videos of ours that make up like 97% of this channel's views and watch time. And I'm always like, oh man, like we've done so much more fun stuff besides unbox school curriculum. But I get a lot of questions about that, and I get a lot of questions about that in like real life too, from people that we know in person, and there's always so much to say about it. So we are gonna do a full Q&A, but today I wanted to talk to you guys about failure. Yeah, failure. Let's talk about failure, because that's something that whether you're a kid or you're an adult, you know what it's like to feel like a failure or to fear failing. Some of you guys know, if you have watched some of our videos, I've mentioned before that I actually have a traumatic brain injury. It's kind of like the long-lasting effects of a concussion. So sometimes I stutter, sometimes I get tired, sometimes my eyes don't quite work right. You know, we try to like carefully edit videos, not so that you guys don't see our struggles, but just more so that you're not weighed down in them. And we want to keep things positive and stuff. So like we try just for the sake of time, we try to make things like as smooth as possible whenever we post videos. And the same thing is with the kids. Our kids actually have several issues, and one of them is learning disabilities. I'm dyslexic in addition to having the TBI, and both of our kids are dyslexic, and they also have some other learning disorders as well. So this makes school and life kind of a challenge, obviously. I want to talk today about how those challenges affect every day of our life and how it affects school. I gotta tell you, our schoolroom is a mess right now, and it has looked like an absolute disaster, probably on and off, but mostly on, for the last 2 years. We have really struggled because with my TBI, it's just such a challenge for me to get through the day without a headache or without, eye fatigue and stuff like that. So then whenever you factor in facilitating school for 2 young children, it's a lot of pressure. And I'm gonna be honest, walking into the schoolroom, it reminds me of school, and it just kind of makes me feel like I'm a failure. I feel like a failure just like being in the room, and that's awful. So I kind of stopped going in there. We stopped doing school in there. It's not so much that I don't go in there. I'll walk in there, get something, and then come back out. And I'll walk and I'll like toss something in there. Or if the kids are in there and they're rummaging around for stuff, I'm not going back and saying like, oh, hey, let's pick this up, let's clean up. So this is what our schoolroom looks like. It's quite embarrassing. I'm like mortified by it. It looks like this way too much. So if you look at our life and you look at our vlogs and are like, oh my gosh, they like have it perfectly together and they've been through all this stuff and look at what they're able to do. Like she does school at home with her kids. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's totally worth it. It is so worth it. I know that God has a reason for us to be where we are at, and I am so thankful to be able to do school at home with the kids, especially now with the pandemic going on. I've had so many people reach out to me who know how we do school, and they're like, okay, now I want to do this. And I get it. If we weren't doing this before, we would be doing it now for sure. Yeah, it's not easy. And whenever I have long days and I struggle with, am I doing enough for my kids? Am I teaching them the right way? Are we putting too much pressure on? Are we putting too little? I question myself a lot. If you're a parent who is thinking about doing K12, or if you're a kid who is like, in middle school or high school, and you're thinking like, oh, maybe I want to do this, but I don't know if I'm going to succeed. Like, it looks so easy for those other people. If you're looking at other people and comparing, honestly, there is a good chance that it is nowhere near as easy for them as what they're making it seem, because it is a struggle some days. But that's like with anything in life. You're gonna have good days at regular school and you're gonna have bad days at regular school. Some days are gonna make you question things like, am I in the right place? Am I doing this right? And that's gonna happen no matter what type of schooling you do. I don't wake up as a parent every day and go, you know what? I've totally got this. I am 100% confident in my abilities on my own to be able to do this. I don't do that. And I think that that would actually not be great if I did, because then I would be really resting on my own abilities and I would be caught up in my own confidence. And I don't want that. Like, I want to always be striving to do better. The schoolroom completely reminds me of my failures as a parent. And I hate that because sometimes we all get frustrated with our kids. I have people who tell me, oh, I could never do that because I get frustrated just helping my kids with my homework. Yeah, I get it. I do too. I promise. We all question whether we're doing the right things, whether we're doing enough. That's completely normal. If you're wondering, can I do this? The answer is absolutely yes, you can do this. Whatever it is, whether it's school or something else, you absolutely can do it. It just might not always be easy. And that's okay, because it's not easy for anyone. I don't like it whenever people put these perfectly crafted images and videos up that make it seem like, we're a subject matter expert on this and all of our days go super smoothly because I'm an old pro at this. Some days go very smoothly and we celebrate that. And some days don't go smoothly at all. And I then just leave the schoolroom a mess and walk away because I don't want to have to face the fact that I feel like I failed my kids. Nobody wants to feel like they're disappointing someone or letting someone down. But I've come to realize through all of this, one of the things that I love most about K12 is that we're doing this together and we're able to get through the stressful days together as a family, and that is like so special. That's what makes it all worth it. So that at the end of that frustration, whenever I see tag like read a new word or remember a fact that was like just not there before, and when you see that light bulb go off, it's totally worth it. So I don't want you guys to think that we don't struggle and that our life is perfect, because it's definitely not. Trying to facilitate school for 2 kids while you have a TBI and those kids have cognitive and executive function and learning disabilities is a lot. It's a lot. And that's why I really struggle with reminders of those struggles. And I just kind of want them gone. So I finally decided, you know what? We need to like start from scratch. We need to start fresh. We are redoing the schoolroom, really decluttering, cleaning the whole thing, and then putting up like new ways to track progress and stuff like that. We need kind of a fresh start. And we are getting ready to send back our books, which I'm going to show you how to do that, because a lot of people have had questions about how to send back things and what to send back right after I do some cleaning in this nasty place, because it's bad. Guys, it's so bad. Whenever people come over, I'm just kind of like standing in front of that open doorway like, please don't look, don't look, don't look. Don't see my secret shame. It's, yes, I've let it get bad. We don't do school in there. Tag and I will usually do school in the living room. Lucy will do it in the dining room, or she has some favorite spots. We will show you. We will do a whole video on Lucy's favorite spots around the house to do school. Some of them will surprise you. Guys, if I can do this and struggle through it, not every day doing it easily, but if I can do this, I promise you, you can do this too. You can do anything that you're facing. Feeling like a failure or like you're not measuring up to an expectation, that's so normal. Like, you're not alone in that. And that doesn't mean that you have to stop or choose to do something differently. Push through it. You're gonna get there, I promise. And it's gonna be so worth it in the end, because if you ask our kids, would you rather go to a regular public school or would you rather do school at home? They will immediately say school at home. Sometimes whenever it feels like they're not that motivated, I'll just say that. Sometimes when it feels like they're not motivated, I will say, hey, do you want to go to regular school? That worked better before the pandemic. They're kind of smart and they know now that that's not really a threat, but before the pandemic, they would be like, no. It's something that they really do enjoy, despite the fact that our family does particularly have a couple of extra hurdles to get through every day. But we love doing this as a family. I'm not going to let my emotions dictate so much this time around. I'm taking back what feels like reminders of my failure when really there hasn't been a failure. My kids are learning things, they're growing at their pace, and we're getting through the day as a family. That's not a failure. In the coming weeks, we will have a full schoolroom tour as well as some back to school supply hauls. We're going to reclaim this. This is not going to be a symbol of my failure anymore. I'm going to take it back. And we're gonna start a new school year with a fresh start. See guys, I told you, it was pretty bad in here. Pretty bad. We need to get this under control. Hey guys, so we are making progress and we will be back with another video whenever everything is done and we can show you the full tour.